They had won their last 3 on Christmas Day. They were in Cleveland to take on LeBron and the Cavaliers. Rough start for Dwayne Wade and Shaq so far this season. Cavaliers handing out some gifts, and Drew Gooden handed one over to LeBron. Cavaliers with a 7-point lead at that point. Later in the first quarter, Heat down 10. Dwayne Wade had 22, but he had to work for him.
Well, he has to work for him every night. He does not have a lot of help offensively. They don't space the floor. They don't get what they used to out of the interior. Dwayne Wade has to pretty much do it all.
Shaq almost pulled it down there, but the Heat still trailing by 1. Then Wade tip it at the buzzer off the Luke Jackson air ball, and the Heat with a 4-point lead at the break. We go to the third quarter. Cavaliers trailing by 8, but then they got it going. LeBron, spin move. 6-point game. And then LeBron on defense gets the rip, goes coast to coast, and finishes with a slam.
Those kind of plays really energize the team. That caps a 15-0 run in the third quarter.
And then Daniel Gibson comes off the bench, and he starts lighting it up. LeBron spots him cross court. 3-ball, bang, bang, bang. And then LeBron again over across the court to Gibson again, over the Miami zone, and Gibson knocking that one down.
You have to have a point guard willing to play off the ball in that system because LeBron has it so often.
And then LeBron double team again, kicks it across court to Gibson, who knocks it down. Gibson, 16 points. And then late in the fourth, Cavaliers up by 14, and LeBron with a big finish. 25 points, 12 assists for him. Cavs going to win it 96-82. It's their most lopsided win of the season. Best news for the Heat was that Shaq didn't foul out. He was 1 disqualification away from tying a 55-year-old NBA record of 6 straight games fouling out. Shaq also gave LeBron an inadvertent elbow to the jaw that sent LeBron to the bench for an ice pack, but he recovered well enough to get a win and a chat with Lisa Salt.
And defensively, we got stops. When we defend, we're a very good team. When we don't defend, we don't look so well. So we got stops in the third quarter, which allowed us to get a big lead and have enough comfort to come into the fourth and push the game away.
LeBron put himself in rare company again with his performance on Tuesday. He became the 4th player all time and the first since Spud Webb nearly 20 years ago to have at least 25 points, 12 assists, and 5 rebounds on Christmas Day. And you know, Tim, during the game, the ABC announcers had to reintroduce America to the Miami Heat because the team doesn't look anything like the team from last year, and this team is not performing like the team from last year. What's going on with them?
They really aren't. And when you look at the upside, you don't find any with this particular group because they don't have any youth really to speak of that you can say these guys are learning, and maybe second half of the year they're going to pick it up. The starting lineup, they've got really 3 non-scorers out there with Dwayne Wade and Shaq. And Shaq 13-9 against the Cavaliers. That, these days, folks, is a typical night for Shaquille O'Neal. That means Dwayne Wade has to work harder than any player in the entire league to get what he gets to try to carry that team. And I just don't know how much longer his back is going to hold out carrying this roster.
Well, unfortunately, we do recognize this Heat starting 5. You know why? Because 4 of the 5 starters were starting the year they won the championship, which is not good. This team is aged fast. They're not healthy. Jason Williams, probably the only true trade bait with an expiring contract, but he's been injured, so it's going to be lukewarm on that front. So because of that, I really don't see their roster improving. With Alonzo Mourning being out, I don't really see him being able to make a big-time blockbuster deal. And because of that, they're headed for a terrible season. 8-20 so far, and it doesn't look any better here soon.
Yeah, so many of those guys who did the little things, from the Eddie Joneses, the James Posies, the Michael Doliaks,
Jason Capono, right. A lot of guys that contributed are not there anymore.
As a result, the Heat 8-20 on the season. Now, the Cavaliers not out of the water yet. I mean, just their 4th win in their last 14 games, so they got a lot of catching up to do to get up there with Detroit and Boston after the start that they've had. All right, more NBA Fast Break to come. We've got a Western Conference shootout to talk about. Steve Nash and the Suns paying a Christmas visit to Los Angeles, where the Lakers certainly had the holiday spirit. Happy holidays, Los Angeles Lakers!